So I'd like to welcome everyone to Sunday's satsang, May 22nd, 2022, Radhakund Dham. Welcome everybody sitting in front of me and all the devotees watching on Facebook Live. And may you bless us all with your good blessings so we can speak something about Krishna. So together we're going to glorify Radharani 3 times. Jai Jai Shri Radhe! Jai Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Jai Shri Radhe Shyam. So, Jai Radhe, any questions? Yeah, questions? Jayati's always got questions. Valentina, Polo.
I read on Radhakunda Mahima Madhuri that the pastimes on the earth are more sweet than the pastimes in the spiritual world. Why?
It's explained, Vishnu Chakravarti makes an analogy. He said, if you have a diamond, it looks very beautiful. If you have a diamond set in a blue sapphire ring, it looks more beautiful. So the setting decreases the beauty. So Krishna's pastimes, apricot lila, in the spiritual world, it's like a diamond. But when that apricot lila in the spiritual world becomes prakat in the material world, Om Vrindavan, it's like a diamond set in a blue sapphire ring. A very nice contrast, dark blue sapphire, and brilliant diamond. It's because there's demons in Krishna Lila in the material world. Like Krishna called in Chaitra Purnima, Krishna invited all the gopis and Radharani to this area. This area right here was no Radhakund, this area. So let's have rasa dance on Chaitra Purnima, the first Purnima of the Hindu New Year, Chaitra. This year was April 16th, was Purnima. So he invited, and then a demon came to break up the rasa dance. Rasa dance is the pinnacle, it's the epitome of Param Dharma, epitome of Prem Dharma. Because all Mahabharata, all the greatest loving devotees are gathered there, the greatest loving form of Bhagavan, Prem Purushottam, Lila Purushottam, Sri Krishna. And he came, this demon Rakshas disguised as a Dharma Vrisha bull. So Krishna killed him. So that made so it's more heroism. It's called Vira Ras. In the spiritual world, there's no demons. There's no demons take shape there. Sri Haridas Pandit, Sri Haridas Shastri Ji, Pandit Sri Haridas Shastri, who's the Gurudev of Satyanarayana Das Babaji Maharaj. He said that the demons in the spiritual world are like holograms. They're like holograms. They're like holograms, pictograms, holograms. And they're just there. When Krishna and the boys want to play with a demon, they make him come alive. They make the hologram take 3 dimensions. The hologram takes 4 dimensions, and it shows living centers, and Krishna beats him up and all that. Then he recedes back into a hologram. You wait there, we'll try again later on. Very interesting explanation. They're holographic representations. So that's the Acharya, seeing the Acharya, so I'm just repeating it there in that book. And there's a special sweetness. Krishna is born and grows up here, and in the spiritual world, apricot lila, Krishna is eternally Nitya Navayovanam. He's 14 years old, 14 years, 9 months, 7.5 days, exactly. But here he's born, and he's 2 years old, he's 3 years old, 5. There's Komara Lila, Poganda, Komara, Yoga, and Lila, all different stages of Leelas. But there it's all the same. And so it's more unpredictable Radha and Krishna's meeting and Prakat Leela is more unpredictable. And Nitya, it's easier to meet. The Tatila is still there, and Abhimanyu, the whole gang is still there in Prakat Leela, but they're not so antagonistic. Here they have more material influence. Kaman, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, Matsarya. But there everything is Chit Jagat, everything is Chintamani, my spiritual energy. No mix up with material energy. Come here, sit up here, come in the front. Just don't block the camera. Hi, Raghavendra. Hi, Bhagavad. Yeah, please. It may be hot air, but there's something moving. Otherwise, everyone goes fall asleep. So what do we got? Where are we? A question? Or can't see it. Someone has a question? Yeah, okay. You have a question? No. Right. Your team, your Shishit, your Punch, your Bandar Punch. Yeah, Govinath, tell us what you're going to say now.
It is mentioned in Shastras that different eternal associates, they have like some kind of dress, like red color, blue color, something.
Yeah.
This color is always they wearing same things, or they sometimes wearing this, sometimes that?
Questions asked about the dress and ornaments of the Lord and his parijats. Everything is nitya. In that domain, everything is nitya. Their transcendental forms are nitya, their alankara, their ornaments, everything's nitya, everything has a name. They're all personalities. Krishna has a Sudarshan chakra. When he's not taking role of Sudarshan chakra, he's standing there as a human guard on the gate to Vaikuntha. He's got 4 arms, he's got a club and everything, like Vishnu. But then when Krishna, Vishnu needs a weapon, it becomes a chakra. And the Gada is a personification, has a 4-arm form, and then it becomes a club in Krishna's hand. Komadaki. Krishna's club is called Komadaki. So all the cowboys, they have different colored skin, and that's eternal. And they can change their dress anytime. Any Saki, any Mandri. Radharani wears a red dress in the day because he's worshiping Surya Puja. And Surya has to wear a red dress when you do Surya Puja. So in nighttime and Purnima time, she wears a white dress. And Amavasya time, she wears Nilambara, dark blue. But Radharani's favorite dress is blue. Because Krishna's color, Krishna Karang. And Krishna's favorite is yellow. But they can change, they can have anything, they're not, because the Sakis, they wear Radharani's clothes, like the Manjris have a fixed, have a vasan, it's called Ekadash Prabha, one single Ekadash Prabha, spiritual body is your vasan, your cloth, what color saree you have. So, but when they get Radharani's prasadi cloth, and they're wearing a red one, or a white one, or a blue one. But they wear Vishaka's prasadi. It's blue with stars on it. It's called Nila Taravali. Taravali means there are stars on dark blue. So they're not, ladies here don't wear the same color every day. You do, but some, you like yellow. It seems like you like yellow. Some people are like that in Vrindavan. There's some guys who always wear yellow because they're identifying with Radharani. There's some ladies who always wear yellow. One year in Navadvip in ISKCON, Janani he got into some bhav around Radhastami. So for 30 days for Radhastami, Radha Madhav every day wore yellow. different kind of yellow, orangey yellow, goldy yellow. It was all different. I was there. I was in the summertime or something like that. I was there every day. I used to, another yellow, other suckings had different colors, green, blue, purple. But Krishna would have just Krishna, Radharani had different colors. He would have different color yellow every day. Yellow, gold, this color yellow and orange yellow and green yellow. And all of it. It was a really nice Bob. This is Bob Bichar, Bob Seva. Those twin brothers had a lot of Bob, for Radhamada. Janima sits outside the door on the floor of the D room. He has a private room in the conch building, a big room, but at night he sits outside the gate of the deities, like a dog in front of the master. Right outside the door of the temple, he sleeps there on the floor on a chatai. He doesn't want anybody wants to come and harm the deity, they have to get through him first. That's nice. We have to protect Krishna protecting us, what about who's protecting him? Yashoda is so worried about Krishna's protection. Every morning she chants Nrsimha mantras all over his body and ties a kavacha on his wrist. Nrsimha kavacha. Bhagavan's wearing a Nrsimha kavacha. Prahlad didn't wear one. Prabhupada didn't wear one. Bhakti said nobody needs to wear one. Just wear the verse Srinadapi Snichana and Oishanari Krishna, and you have protected everywhere at any time. Because in the Maha Mantra, Sarva Avatara, you're there. All avatars is Maha Mantra. Nija Sarva Shaktis, all Krishna's powers. Like I was telling one time, if you're having the Nrsimha kavacha, you expect the Nrsimhadev to save you. If you're drowning in the ocean, and in Nrsimhadev, you go out on Nrsimhadev, you say, I'm not going to get wet. I'm a cat. I'm a cat. I'll get my fur wet. Oh, you jump in the water and swim out and save it. Forget it. But you just call, hey, Krishna, hey, Krishna. He comes as a Matsya, like a dolphin. Dolphins save drowning people. So Krishna comes as a Matsya, picks you up on his back and shoots you into the shore like a speedy dolphin and drops you on the beach, You just, and the Srinivas will take Krishna will take you, whatever. If you're in some place where you have to get out of there real fast, what's the Srinivas? If even the Srinivas comes, he'll say, get on my back. He's a lion, he can run. But you just call Krishna, he'll come on Garuda and pick you on Garuda to fly away like a jet plane. He'll land like a helicopter and take off like a jet plane. VTO, vertical land off and take off and landing. VTOL. That's all the mafia have in South America. Vertical takeoff, then go to Miami, go down, drop over yourself, go back to Colombia. VTOL, vertical takeoff and landing. Wings go like this, like a helicopter, go up, then they go like that, and they go like a jet plane and shoot. If you got so much range for Maya, they really have good brain for Maya. So you just get enough brain to put their fingers in a bead bag. They got enough brains to put their fingers in a bead bag. Look at Anima City, Lagima City, Kamamachi City, you get Asa cities, you get Prem, Mukti, anything you want, just by chanting Hare Krishna name. But they're too busy making VTOL aircraft. When you're going up, you're not going up, you're coming down. When you chant Hare Krishna, you go up and you stay high forever, Prabhupada said. Stay high forever. You go up and you don't come down. You just go higher and higher and higher. Anartha Nivriti, Nishta, Ruchi, Asakti, Bhav, Prem, Sneha, Man, Pranaya, Rag, Anurag, Bhav, Mahavav, Mahanakya, Mahanakya. Goes on forever. Okay, what else we got here? Another question? Question? Brain's not working? Too hot. You need AC for your computer. What about your brain computer? If you have a computer and it's too hot, it won't work. All offices have AC, not for the workers, for the computers, to maintain the computers. If the computers will work without AC, there'll be no AC. Who cares about the employees? Care about my 10 lakh computer. I've been in offices, computer room is the coldest room in the whole building, where all the computers are. They have the best AC. It's not because the guys are working there, it's because the computers are so costly. They get overheated and they get a bad headache and they can't think straight. So we're like that, we got a headache and we can't think straight. Yeah, okay, here we go.
I heard that there are 4 kinds of union and 4 kinds of separation. What are these types of union and separation?
4 kinds of separation.
And 4 kinds of union of brothers.
So what's your question?
What are these types of union and separation?
The 4 types of separation, that's correct, but there's more than 4 types of union. Union means sambhog vilas. There's listed in Sri Krishna's book, there's 8 or 15 different types of union. It means whenever they come together and enjoy Leelas, that's called sambhog. Sambhog means union. Julan Leela, Holy Leela, so many Leelas are there. So separation is 4, that's fixed. What's it? Purva Rag. First type of separation is Purva Rag. That's separation before meeting. Radha and Krishna haven't met yet, haven't touched each other, haven't embraced, but they see each other from a distance. They're getting attracted and infatuated. They're losing sleep. They're writing love letters to each other, and they're drawing paintings of each other, and getting pretty crazily attached and attracted. So that's called Purva Rag. Purva means prior, pre-love, before they actually meet. And then there's Prem Vaitshitya. Prem Vaitshitya is classically seen in Prem Sarovara. Prem Sarovara is near Barsana, north of Barsana on the way to Nandagram. And Prem Sarovara, Radha and Krishna were enjoying there, and Radha is sitting on Krishna's lap. He had his arm around her. Radha had her arm around Krishna's waist. She had her arm around her neck. And a bumblebee came. Was attracted to the sweet fragrance of Radharani's mouth. It was sweeter than 10,000 lotus flowers. More beautiful. So they all go. And she said, sure, get out. Taking her veil, trying to get out. And then Lita chased her, took her chunari veil and chased the bee and out. And she came back, she said, relax, because she thought, so Lita said, relax, don't be afraid that we chased that Madhusudan far away, because Madhusudan means me. So she said, we chased Madhusudan far away, you don't have to worry anymore. He will come back, he won't come back and disturb you. Madhusudan's gone far away, he won't come back anymore. She's crying like anything. And she cried so much she made a whole lake. It's called Lake of Love, Prem Sarovara. They say Radharani cried half the lake, filled up half the lake, and Krishna, seeing Radharani cry, he started crying. He filled up the other half. So it's Radha Kund, Shama Kund, and one Kund, called Prem Sarovara. Then that's that, and then that's Prem Vaitshitya and Purva Rag. And then Manini Radharani ki jai, Man Mandir ki jai. This is when Krishna stands up Radharani and comes back without, it shows up in the morning with the obvious signs of enjoying another sucky the night before. And Radharani gets jealously angry and opposition, a bhamya mood of rejection and disgust with Krishna. So it's called man, a mood of jealous anger. But that jealous anger increases Krishna's attachment to Radharani and his attraction. And making up after an argument is always more sweet than just carrying on, you know. It's arguments and fights to make relationships sweet. If there's no arguments or fights, it's a very boring, tasteless relationship. It's like an ocean without waves. Pacific Ocean, no waves. More waves, more fun. Prema Taranga. It's called Prema Taranga. Waves of love. So that's Man, and what's the other one? I forget. Oh, this Pravasarag. Pravasarag is when Krishna goes to Pravas. He lives far away. When he moves to Mathura and Dwarka. It's impossible for Radharani and Gopis to go. Mathura is 8 kilometers away. But as far as Bhav consideration, it's 800 yojanas away. It's 8 kilometers. It's 25-minute, horse ride. Horse ride from Vrindavan to Mathura, but Radharani will never go. Because the mood is different. Krishna, the king mood there. He's Vasudevananda. He's not Devaki Nandan. He's Devaki Nandan. He's not Yashoda Dulal. When he goes to Mathura, he becomes Devaki Nandan. But in Braj, they only know him as Yashoda Nandan. Nanda Dulal. So that's it.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Some other question? Very quiet Sunday. Okay.
Maharaj, I was wondering about the tilak of the Goswamis. Like, what tilak did they wear?
Tilak is given by the Guru at time of Diksha. So whoever they took Diksha from, they get the tilak of that parivar. Like Gadadhar parivar, they have kind of a Newport tilak, Gadadhar parivar. Because Gadadhar, he got that, I forget who the Guru of Gadadhar is, I don't remember. But his Guru gave him that tilak and he gave it to all his followers. And Nityananda's tilak is Bans Patra. It's bamboo leaf called Bans Patra. The Vaita Parivar is Vat Patra, banyan leaf, like a heart-shaped type. And how they got, who gave it to them. Usually the Guru gives the tilak of the group.
They're wearing the Radhakund, like the black tilak, or is it of some other like?
Gaudiya Vaishnavas can wear Radhakund or Govichan, either one. There's no fixed rule for that. Lord Chaitanya personally started wearing Radhakund tilak himself. He wasn't wearing it before. Radhakund, I mean, every Vaishnava wears Govichan, which is supposed to come from Dwarka, from Gopi Tawa, which is a lake of Gopi. The queens turn into Gopis and hold Leela there. There's a lake outside Dwarka called Gopi Tawa, and it's very the earth there is very yellow and very fragrant. It smells like perfume. And the story is that the Gopis manifested some form over there, and Krishna had rasa dance and enjoy with Gopis in Dwarka somehow or other. It's in Puranas. and they went swimming in this lake, and all their kun come from their breasts, and chandan center on their forehead, and musk dots on their chin, and kajal on their eyes, all that stuff, and all the unguents on Krishna's body, all the oils and musk oil and kasturi, they all washed out their bodies and went down in the water and ended up in the clay at the bottom of the lake. So in that summer season, that lake dries up. There's no water there except the rainy season. When they dig out that clay, it's very, very fragrant. Nothing added to it. Not like you buy this tea like in a box made by Baidyanath. You read this by Baidyanath. It says Gopi Chand, the picture of Gopal on it. Little drawing Gopal. It's got it all mixed with camphor inside. It's very creamy and smooth. They put it through a blender and strainer and everything. It's commercial tea like. It's okay. It's not really Gopi Chand. It's from UP somewhere. From Baidyanath. They used to bring in, trucks used to come from Dwarka and bring into Loy Bazaar chunks, big raw chunks of Gobi Chand you could buy. I don't know if you can still get it anymore. But that's the thing to get. If anybody's going to Dwarka, tell them bring you back some real Gobi Chand. But you know, Gaudiya's worshippers of Radharani, especially like Radhakund Tilak. As this is the place of Das Goswami. Das Goswami were Radhakund Tilak. So we all followers of Das Goswami, we were Radhakund Tilak. And Chaitanya Charitamrita, when Lord Chaitanya came to Radhakund, he took mud from Radhakund and made tilak with it. Prabhupada was asked in a letter, you can see it, I did research on folio. Someone said, Prabhupada, some disciples are going to Radhakund, they're getting tilak and ordering Radhakund, is that okay? He says, okay, but it's not standard, it's not the usual tilak. He says, okay, but it's not standard. Prabhupada didn't use it himself. So generally, the tilak is one of the samskars at Diksha. When you get mantra, you get tilak, you get tulsi mala and different things. Gage and puja. It's called ijja. Ijja means you do puja. During the Diksha function, you have to do puja. You do puja God Stabana and you do Guru puja. So your puja begins there at Diksha. So that's where you get Diksha mantras. And you get Chinna. Chinna means marks of Vaishnava. And Tilak Dharan, Tilak Samskara. Like when Anantadas to initiate people, he put the Tilak on it. Ladies and everything. When I initiate people, I don't do that. I mean, he puts it on their belly, their back, and the arms. But I know people initiated there, and they told me that. But I just have a little tilak in a container, and I Radhakund tilak, and I put it right there like that. Men and women, I don't get involved, touching it. My Gurudev said, I asked my Gurudev, he said, no need, just go. I had him Radhakund tilak. The Haridas just went and got some. So I give to my disciples, Radhakund tilak. I give them Radhakund tilak from the Kund itself that we get ourselves. Jai Radhakund ki jai. I'm prejudiced, obviously. So, other question? Yes.
When a guru gives Siddha Pranali, does the guru go through some process to obtain the information?
Yes, he sought a process by his guru to attain the revelation of the Siddha. It involved. What was the question again? I'm sorry, I didn't record.
When a guru gives a Siddha Pranali, is there a process that he goes through to obtain the information for the chela?
Yes, the question is asked when the guru gives a disciple Siddha Pranali Diksha Ekadash Bhav. Is it a process that the guru goes through in order to obtain that information that he passed on to the disciple? And the answer is yes, and he's trained by his guru to do that. And in that process involves meditation, prayer, and revelation. and the connection with the Parampara, from the Diksha Guru all the way to Samasti Guru, which is a form of Krishna, sitting on the left-hand side of Krishna. The connection is made through the Guru Parampara, and the evidence, the information comes from the Samasti Guru down the Guru Parampara and is revealed to the Guru, and he gives it to the disciple. That's the system. It's prayer, meditation, and revelation. It takes time, actually. If someone asks for it, then the Guru has to start thinking and praying about it, because he has other things to do. So he starts thinking about it and meditating, and he sits down sometimes for long hours on end, chanting and praying. And then nothing's coming, then it takes a while. It takes a while. It's okay? Yeah, he's watching it. Watch that thing. Don't let it get away. When he bite you, watch out. He's got 2 teeth. Pass this to her, and you pass it to Bhagavati. Right. I have a few left. I can't give you any more. Don't ask you anymore. I have a few left in it for my disciples. I have a couple left. I had 50 at one time, but I don't know. It's nice. It's really nice. Questions? How's your mother? Okay. He's got a big cudgel eye. He's looking at you. Who are you? Everyone that cudgel, maybe because your eyes off Shakti, you know. He's got a lot of it. Looks like a raccoon or something. Does a cudgel. Yurantam ahurnetra yugmam rajantam karam bhoja yugmena shantanka netram. There you go, Paul, stealing over again. Questions? Yeah.
Someone asking Gurudev that identity of Rai Ramananda, means confusion about the identity of Rai Ramananda's Swarupa.
Identity of Rai Ramananda. Will the real Rai Ramananda please stand up? Well, there's a famous book that describes the identities of Gaur Parishads in Krishna Lila. It's called Gaur Ganadash Deepika by Kavi Karnapur Goswami, who's an Nitya Parishad of Lord Chaitanya. But an interesting phrase that's in that book in Sanskrit, it's mentioned about 30 verses. He says something uchu. He said, some people say, the phrase in Sanskrit is some people say so-and-so is so-and-so. What I say is this. In one case, Shivananda Sain is the father of Kavi Karnapur. And he says, my father says he's this, but I say he's this. So what this indicates, there's 25 shlokas that say some people say he's this. It's not definitive. All the identities aren't exact. It can't depend. And there's other books besides Kavi Karnapur. There's 5 or 6 other books, ancient books, that are giving identities to different personalities. So Kavi Karnapur, he says that Prabhupada Saraswati is Tunga Vidya Sakhi. But the whole outside of Kavi Karnapur, everybody in Gaudiya Sampradaya says that Tungavidya Sakhi is Rakrishra Pandit from Radhakant Mandir. And the prickle mark here, opposite Manipur Gopal Mandir, they call ISKCON, whatever. Manipur Gopal Mandir, there's a Radhakant Mandir. And you go in there, there's Radhakant and there's Rakrishra Pandit, and they say Tungavidya Sakhi. So there's a clear idea. Because Gauraganda's Jivika says Prabhupada Tungavidya Sakhi. And so Gauraganda's Jivika says Ramananda Roy is Panch Pandava, he's Arjun Saka, or he's Lalita. And everyone else outside of Kavi Karnapur says that Rai Ramananda is Vishaka Sakhi. So pick or choose whichever one you like. Whatever identities your guru gives you, you follow that. In other words, it's not absolute infallible truth, the Gauraganda's Jivika. It's an approximation, give you some idea of their identities. And the other confusing thing is many people have the same name. How many Gunamandris are there? Gopal Bhatta's Gunamandri. Gaurkishore Babaji is Gopal Mandri. It's Gunamandri. There's so many Gunamandris. Just like in this Radhakund, there's 10, 20 people named Jagannath Das, and they're all disciples of the Nata Das. 20 people named Jagannath Das. Italian Jagannath Das, Swiss Jagannath Das, Italian, Bengali Jagannath Das, Andhra Pradesh Jagannath Das, a black one, a white one, Japanese one, a yellow one. So everybody figures out who everybody is. How many Agrawals are there in Vrindavan? Everybody's named Agrawal. Who saw the clock? The guy's name is Agrawal. What do you mean Agrawal? Everybody's named Agrawal. Which Agrawal? Well, I don't know. So it's not so much crack your head about the exact identity. Whatever sacred truths are given by your guru, that's sacred, and you worship that and you follow that. Cool verse, huh? Sound like firecrackers. Whisker ball. Boom! Boom! Yeah, it's like those are your lightning goes boom! Boom! There's a crack. Yeah, there's whisker balls. Yeah, your lightning whisker. Boom! Cool. One person sent me a letter. He said, I especially like your classes. Your class aren't so good, but I like the sound effects. I like all the squirrels, the kids yelling, the ladies across the hall, up on the roof next door yelling and screaming at their husbands, and the goats and the cows, wrong, wrong, and dogs barking. I really like all those sounds. I said, okay. Harikatha is not so good, but other people have good Harikatha, but don't have ambience. You have ambience, but no good Harikatha. You know? There you go. Okay, well, any question? Shri Govinda Govinath. Okay.
My question is about the worshipping of Gauranitai. If in Advaita Parivar is worshipped Gauranitai in the form of Murti or not, and why?
Advaita Parivar, do they worship Gauranitai? It's not, Parivars don't worship, Bhaktas worship. You can be a member of any Parivar and worship any form of Krishna. There's no limitation. The Jnana gets some indication, the puja, the inspiration for puja comes from the heart of the bhakta. Worship Gauranitai, worship Nitai Gaura Sitanath. You wait to Parivar, you add 3 instead of 2. Nitai Gaura Sitanath. Because in Manasi Seva you worship Teen Prabhu. So you can also worship Teen Prabhu with external puja. Antaranga Murtis are Teen Prabhu. Gauranga Mahaprabhu, Nityananda, Advaita, and all the Parishads get the prasadi. It's called Gaur Prasadi. That's in Antaranga Vaja, internal Vaja, Manasi Puja. But you can also worship externally. But we don't, Gaudiya Sampradaya in general is not emphasizing so much deity worship. Simple puja, go around Shiva Bhavas. Shiva Bhavas, you go Bhavas, you don't have a lot of puja and all that. They have some little Gopal they got from a great grandmother. He's got one eye. He lost one eye 100 years ago. And he has one conch shell eye. And you know, it doesn't matter because the guy can't see, the Baba can't see anyway. He offers him some ministry every day and some Madhukari roti. And everybody's happy, you know. And the real puja is internal puja. Internal puja, internal remembrance, smaran, puja, everything's there. Because it's your mind carries you to the next body, not your murtis. When you leave the body, it's described in Brahma Sutra, you leave the prana, the man, the buddhi, and the subtle body, and the atma. The atma travels on the subtle body. You don't sit on the back of it, going down and fly in the sky. You travel in your mind. Your mind takes you to the next body. Yam yam vapi sran bhavam tyajat yanti kalibram tam tam evati kontaya sada tad bhava bhavita. 8th chapter Gita, verse 6. Sada tad bhava bhavita. Whatever bhava you're always thinking about, that'll be your next condition. Sada tad bhava bhava. You're always thinking of Manasi Seva instead of Sarup, and your next life will be like that. And wait to Parivar Murtis. It's not Murtis aren't by Parivar. Any Parivar can worship any Murti. But generally, we see Gaudiya Sampradaya, they worship generally Gauranitai, Radha Krishna, and Giriraj. Bas. And some people like Jagannath, so throw Jagannath in there too. No harm. Aryan Vaishnavas, you can't separate Jagannath from them. So they take their heart out of their body. There's no such thing as a Aryan Vaishnava without Jagannath. He may be a Siddha Mahatma Babaji, but he's got Jagannath. Jagannath is from ever. Jagannath is forever. Chaitanya Charitamrita says Krishna appears in two forms in Kali Yuga, Dara Brahman and Jal Brahman. Jal Brahman is Ganga Maya, Ganga, and Dara Brahman means wood. Wood means Jagannath, Dara Brahman. Jai Jagannath. Jai Jagannath. Jagannath Mahaprasad ki jai. That's nice. That's the best part. Okay. People's brains are working again. Okay.
Maharaj, I was reading that Krishna himself is so unlimited that he cannot completely, like, I don't want to say understand, but it's said like that he cannot identify with the misery of the living entity, and that is why he invests all his mercy power in the devotee, so that when devotees come in contact with us, they give us the mercy.
What's the question?
I'm asking, is this correct? Like Krishna cannot completely relate to our misery of the Abadji. Because he's so unlimited, he's completely blissful. They give the similarity that Krishna is like the sun. So how can he be in contact with the shadow? How can he understand the shadow?
Krishna has unlimited forms. One of Krishna's forms is Paramatma. Paramatma is part of Krishna. There's a Paramatma in the universe called Kshirodakshay Vishnu. He's a Paramatma for the universe. And Paramatma is expanded every part in the universe. Every atom in the universe has an expansion of Paramatma. Every jiva has an expansion of Paramatma. So Krishna is in the heart of the Paramatma. so he knows what we feel like. But Krishna, as Swayam Bhagavan Sri Krishna, he's in Leela. He's Havanasakala Leela. He has no contact with material energy at all. When he's born, he appears in Vrindavan. He goes to Mathura Dwarka. These are 3 dhams. He doesn't go to Delhi, Bombay, Hyderabad, Bangalore. They're all there, but he doesn't go there. He doesn't leave. He doesn't step a foot. Vrindavanam prityacha ekam padam nagachati. Krishna doesn't take one step out of the dham. So he doesn't. Outside the dham is Maya Jagat. So Krishna's always in the dham. Dham means a place of spiritual energy. So there's no contact with that. But the gurus have a contact with material energy. Generally, gurus are sadhana siddha. Most all gurus are sadhana siddha. Or they're sadhakas, advancing in bhakti bhajan. So they know what it's like to take birth. They know what it's like to grow up. They know what it's like to suffer a disease and be miserable. They have direct experience. So experience is the best teacher. So they can help others get out of Maya. Because they got out of Maya by the mercy of their guru. So the mode of compassion is with the Vaishnava. Vaishnava Kripambudi. Kripambudi. Ambudi means ocean. Ocean of mercy is a Vaishnava. Krishna is ocean of Leela. Leela Sagar. He's enjoying Leela. This Srishti Leela is all Paramatma's business. Mahavishnu Paramatma. It's all Vishnu stuff. Krishna's miles away from Vishnu. Vishnu stays inside Krishna and comes out when it's time to knock off a demon or something. Krishna doesn't get his hands wet. And Krishna, when Srinavarta takes Krishna from Gokul, like a cyclone takes him up in the sky, and Krishna strangled him. It wasn't Krishna, because it's just a little baby. He's always, Srinavarta Krishna was 1 year old. How strong is your son's hand? 1 year old. He can't even squeeze a pencil. There's a powerful demon. So Vishnu came out of baby Krishna. Down. And Krishna, wow. Well, ride. Fun ride. Everybody likes to fly in the sky, you know. Narada Muni, the liberated spaceman. He's traveling. He got cursed by Daksha, because he preached to Daksha's sons. So Daksha cursed him not to stay long enough to preach to anybody. So he stays short times, gets the news, agitates people's brains, tells them all kinds of dangerous things and frightening things, then takes off. He came to Kansa. You know, Krishna's actually been born already. He's going to kill you. Well, he's born. Yeah, he's in Gokul. What? And he goes up. And then Narada Muni disappears, and people say, how cruel, why did Narada Muni tell Kansa? Kansa didn't have any idea where Krishna was. Why did Narada do that? Narada seems a troublemaker. But no, he wanted to speed up the demise of Kamsa. When Kamsa heard that, immediately ordered all the kids to be killed everywhere. He's going all around Mathura Mundo killing kids. Jai Radhe. Questions? Yeah, a new entry here.
Yes, it said that our seva is already decided in Golu Vrindavan Nitya Seva, but also Acharya says that we are Nitya Bhakti, as we see through the charts that from Mahasankarshan the jivas are coming out and we have a choice to go to the Yog Maya are to select Maya.
That's bogus philosophy. It's not teaching the Goswamis. That's Bhaktivinoda Thakur's idea. It's not Goswamis. Goswamis, all the Bhada Jivas are manifested eternally in the Maya Jagat. There's no borderline. It defines the ontological definition of their identity. That's the Shakti. There's not a Tattva region between the material energy and spiritual energy. From immortal time, where Mahavishnu manifests in the material world, it manifests all the jiva in the material world. He inhales, everything goes inside, exhale comes out. Mahavishnu. Shankaracharya has nothing to do with it. It's all created by Bhaktivinoda Thakur.
So,
There's no choice.
So we have been told that our Swarup is already decided. So is it true as it doesn't show relevancy with us saying that we are
Swarup is not decided, but for every liberated soul there's a spiritual body waiting. Which one is decided by your guru? It's decided by Krishna, revealed by your guru. It's not there. There's spiritual body. For every liberated soul there's a spiritual body. Which one will be you? It's not your name on it. It's Mary Jones, to be activated in the future. It's not like that. So somebody's looking around. Hey, vacancies here. Where's the spiritual bodies? They're all parked over there. The guy goes around. They all have names on them. You don't have any veil. Okay, make some more. Boom, boom, boom. Now there are millions, unlimited. For every liberated soul, there's a spiritual body. Which one? Nobody knows. Read the Goswami books, you won't be confused. Sandarbhas, Jiva Goswami Sandarbhas, Prem Bhakti Chandrika, Bhagavatam, Tikas Acharyas. No confusion. When we have innovative, creative people that don't accept the tradition of Acharya system, that's when confusion starts. But those who don't accept the tradition of authority and traditional shastras from the ancient Mahajans and Purvacharyas, that's where confusion and trouble starts. They're called upstarts, innovators, upstart, new idea, new conception, because they want to try to explain the inexplicable. Some things are inexplicable, that's the nature, it's called Chinta Shakti. Jiva Goswami says we have to believe in the Chinta Shakti, we have to accept it, it's inconceivable. Why we got here? There's no why, we're here. How we got here, there's no origin, no creation, no beginning. Creation, beginning, we're Nitya. It says in Gita, Krishna is telling Arjuna, Natrevaham Jatuna Sham Natremane Junaripa. Says, never was there a time when I did not exist, nor you, nor all these things, nor in the future shall any of it cease to be. It's in 2nd chapter, verse 14 or 15 or something like that. Never means never. Never is an absolute adjective. Absolute never means never. Never, and I didn't come into existence. I wasn't created. There's no. The Bible says in the beginning, God created heaven or what? There's no beginning. Maya Jagat is eternal. There's no beginning. Karma has a beginning and end. Jiva is Nitya, Maya Jagat is Nitya, spiritual energy is Nitya, Bhagavan is Nitya. Karma is a Nitya. Karma has a beginning and can come to an end. Kala is Nitya. Prakriti is Nitya. Kala is Nitya. Jiva is Nitya. Ishvara is Nitya. We're eternally here. So why God made us so? Why God made us so we're suffering? He didn't make it. It's just that's what it is. Actually, he gave off the facility to get out of suffering, but you're not taking advantage of it. all kinds of shastra, all kinds of acharyas and gurus, and mantras and all kinds of activities to do to end your suffering, get out of Maya, but you're not taking it up because you're unfortunate. Because Krishna's not merciless, Krishna's kind. We're not kind to ourselves. We're hitting our head on it. We're taking a hammer, hitting ourselves on the head. Oh, this hammer hurts. This hammer hurts. Well, stop hitting yourself, man. Oh, yeah. You're hitting yourself with a hammer. You drop the hammer, you won't hurt your head anymore. The hammer is Maya. Let go of Maya, you won't be hurt anymore. Maya is painful. Radhe Shyam. Oh, this was so dry. Okay, what else? Any other thing here? Yeah.
I was hearing about the conditioned will, because right now we said that Krishna has given us all opportunities to get out. And then there's also that we don't have so much free will. It's partly conditioned, so I didn't really understand that.
What's your question?
About the free will. How free is the free will?
In the Gita there's a commentary, because Krishna says only once in the 700 verse, he says, Yatachasi Kuru. He says to Arjuna, he says, okay, you heard everything now, choose what you want to do. But that's in 1863, but in 1860 he said, you're going to be forced to act according to the modes of nature you're in. So then 3 verses later, after he said that, he says, oh, so I told you everything, so what's your itchasi? Itchasi means your itcha, what's your desire? So how do you want it? What do you choose? How do you choose to act? So he says, I don't have any choice, I'm controlled by the modes of nature. So Ramanuja gives a commentary on that verse, and in his commentary he says, the free will means you have the choice to move within your destiny. In other words, your only choice is to accept your destiny or go against it and create a new destiny. There's no free will. Free will, once somebody told me an analogy of free will. You get on a ticket, sometimes Air India flies from Europe to Delhi, full plane. And everybody gets off in Delhi. The plane flies on to Bombay, and the plane's it's empty practically. Because late night flights at 3 o'clock, it lands at 1 and goes again at 3 to Bombay. And then from Bombay it goes to Dubai, or it just keeps moving, that plane. So you get the plane in Delhi to Bombay, I've done it sometimes. It's cheap, and you get on board, and you go to get a seat, and the ticket says no seats, it's free seating. You sit anywhere you want on the plane. You can lie down. In the middle aisle, there's 10 seats empty. You just take out the armrest and lie down and go to sleep like a double bed. You know? It's nice. But you have to put your seatbelt on. So the stewardess says free seating. That's like free will. You can't change the destiny. You're leaving Delhi, you're going to end up in Bombay. But you can sit in a seat 1 or 2. Not much free will. Free will to change your destiny you don't have. Unless you surrender to Krishna. You don't surrender to Krishna unless he lets Krishna inspires you to surrender. You don't have the free. I chose to surrender to Krishna. No one chooses to surrender to Krishna. That's the last choice anyone makes. We're always surrendering to Maya at every second. We never surrender to Krishna. But Krishna forced us to surrender out of his love. He singles out a jiva and said, okay, surrender. If you won't go through hell and never surrender to God. Go through hell and get better, and go through hell again, get better and go through hell again. And never any time surrender to God. Because they're abhagya. Manda Sumanda Padrata. First canto Bhagavatam. We're the chosen few. We count our stars, we thank our stars. We thank Bhagavan. He blessed us. He picked us out of the ocean of Maya. Why me? Why not my brother? Why not my father? Why not my mother? They're just as good as I am. I'm not special. I'm not anything better than they are. I'm their byproduct. What makes you special? I'm not special. I got mercy of Krishna because he wanted to give me mercy. So then we become very grateful and very thankful. And when you're given a responsibility, when you're given some privilege, you have a responsibility. So it's a privilege to have the favor of Bhagavan. Now you have the favor of Bhagavan as a privilege. Now you have the responsibility to perfect that favor and realize Krishna. Don't take another birth. This is a responsibility we have. But even if we take another birth, Krishna will be there for us. That's his promise also. He never forsakes his devotee. What time is it now? 5 o'clock. Time moves slow and it's hot, huh? She's like it. Oh, Garanga. Questions? Oh, what's going on here? Oh, it's a big mess. Questions? Sir?
Maharaj, in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Mahaprabhu is mentioning that there are two kinds of jivas from the starting, Nitya Baddha and Nitya Siddha. So if we are eternally conditioned, Nitya Baddha, and Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is also mentioned that Shravanadi Shuddha Chitte Kare Udo. When we do hearing and chanting and listening, Shravaning from a Guru, then that form or Sarup will manifest automatically. So if we are Nitya Baddha, so something, if something is getting manifested, so it should be there before it is getting manifested. So if we are Nitya Baddha, then how it is that we are relating to that Sarupa? We have not experienced that in any stage.
When one gets liberated, he's given a Siddhadeha. In the first canto of Bhagavatam, chapter 6, verse 28, Narada Muni, he had sadhana bhakti. He attained bhava, and he left his body, and Vishnu brought a spiritual body from the spiritual world and gave him a spiritual body. Until then, he had no awareness of his Siddhadeha. He didn't know who it was or what it was. He received it at the time of death. Gajendra got a spiritual body at the time of death. Dhruva Maharaj went in the self-same body. Jamil got a Siddhadeha at the time of death. That Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema doesn't describe the Nitya Siddhas, it describes the nature of Prema. Prema is Nitya Siddha, Prema is eternally perfect. And Prema is not, you can't attain Prema just by hearing and chanting. Hearing and chanting purify the consciousness, but Prema is Nitya Siddha. It only comes from Nitya Siddha Parishads as a gift. It's not to be attained by the Jiva Sadhana Bhakti. You can't attain Bhava or Prema on your own sadhana. It comes down as a gift. Brahmanda Brahmate Kon Bhagavan Jeev Guru Krishna Prasadi Pai Bhakti Lata Bij. Pai means to receive. You receive the seed of bhakti from Guru. Kon Bhagavan Jeev. Kon Bhagavan. Who is that fortunate soul? We don't know who it is. Why me? I don't know why me. There's nothing special about me. Special about me is I got Krishna's mercy. That's my fortune. But it's not because I'm special I got the mercy. I'm special because I got mercy. Well, I wasn't special before I had mercy. I was an ordinary Joe. A regular Joe. Nobody, Mr. Nobody. Now we're Mr. Das. We have identity, Nitya Das. Madan Gopal Das. I'm in a team, I'm on the team. I'm a Das. Dasi and Das. We've been saved. Get saved and save others. This is the way. Okay, right. What else now? Well, baby. That's all the questions you have, baby. That's all right, no problem.
Maharaj, can anyone have a fall down in bhakti because Krishna is saying, I never forsake my devotees. So, can we lose this privilege?
What is the question?
Can someone have a fall down in bhakti? Like, I understand that if you do Vaishnava Prat, then it happens. But except that, is it like Krishna then decides that I don't want to make this deal? I'm just asking, is there a fall down in bhakti?
What do you think? Bhakti doesn't fall. Conditioned souls make mistakes. To err is human. Bhakti is perfect. Krishna forgives his devotees. Avichetsuracharo bhajate mamananya bhak sara eva chamantavya sara eva sam. Samyak vyavito ito hisa. Krishna says, my devotee never perishes. And this gentleman was quoting a verse, second chapter. Nehavi krama nasasti pradyavaya navidite swabham punya chadram vishwaso navijayate. I combined two verses in one. So he said, this endeavor there is no loss or diminution. Even a little bit of Vasa can save you from the greatest fear. Fear means to not get a human body. If you don't have a human body, it's hard to chant Hare Krishna in a dog's body. They do it, they try though. I've heard dogs trying to chant Hare Krishna. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had a dog, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had a dog, he would chant Radhe Shyam, Radhe Shyam. You would like him, he chants Radhe Shyam. Keep outside your gate, Radhe Shyam, Radhe Shyam. Everybody comes, he barks, Radhe Shyam. Who's that dog? He's training you up to say Radhe Shyam. Okay, but tell him not to bite me. Well, chanting, he won't bite you. Radhe Shyam. Nimai Pandit was a small kid, and his friends, they all found a puppy dog. A mother gave birth to puppies. And they're all, one was black and white and spotted, and one was solid golden color. The other ones were all ugly. So Jagannatha Pandit was there, and Nimai and other Pandit boys playing together by the bank of the Ganga. They found these puppies. They all said, oh, and Ganga said, I'll take the golden one, and not the good-looking one. And everybody started arguing. You got the good-looking one, you left us all the ugly ones. Black spot on his eye, and brown spot on this eye, and white spot here, and all spotted, looking ugly. You got the best one. He said, no, we can all play them together. So then they went swimming. And Mother Yashoda came, and one boy was told to watch the dogs while growing went swimming. And Mother Sachi came in and said, well, what are these dogs? Oh, these are Nimai's dogs. Nimai and our boys' dogs. what? Nimai's dogs, he's a pandit. There's Nimai Mishra, he's a pandit. What are these dogs? Look, you go tell Nimai, I want to talk to him. So the boy went to tell Nimai in the Ganga. So meanwhile, Shachimana took a stick and chow, and chained puppies, whoa. The whole puppies ran away. Puppies ran far away. Ran all the way to, went to Navadvip. And then Garanga came and asked, where's the puppies? I don't know, I left them, your mother was here, and now they're not here. Oh, no. So he was really, everyone was crying, my puppy, my puppy. And Garanga was crying the most because he had the most pretty puppy. I have an ugly wife, you don't cry, you lose her, you know. Yeah. They have a pretty wife, you lose her, you cry, you know. So Garanga lost his handsome dog and he cried. So then the news came one day after a couple of years, came to Nimai's house. Nimai in the marketplace, there's a dog jumping up and down saying, Radhe Shyam, Radhe Shyam, Radhe Shyam. I said, what does he look like? He's golden color. Golden, that must be my old dog. So Nimai went to the marketplace. The dog was on his back legs saying, Radhe Shyam, Radhe Shyam. And at that time, a flower airplane came from Vaikuntha, came down and took the dog. The dog went to get on the airplane and took a forearm for him and back to Vaikuntha. Nimai Pandit's dog, ki jai. That's where the phrase comes in, lucky dog. He was a lucky dog. Lucky means Lakshmi. He went to Lakshmi Narayan. The word luck, it's a derivative of Lakshmi. Lakshmi Narayan's in Vaikuntha. So the dog went to Narayan. Radhe Shyam, Radhe Shyam. Even there's good luck for the dogs. Okay, any question? Yeah.
Maharaj, we see in Krishna's pastime many holy places containing whatever manifested, like Pavan Sarovar, Kusum Sarovar, and so many places. But why is Radhakund actually considered the best of all of these holy places? Why not some other place? Why are all the Goswamis taking shelter? Why are everyone glorifying Radhakund out of all so many places?
Well, Radhakund is special for Gaudiya Vaishnavas. Other Vaishnavas, like in Nimbark Sampradaya, they maybe favor Varsana, and then Vallabha Sampradaya favors Gokul. They like Gokul and Chandra Sarovar and Jatipur, Govardhan, Vallabha Sampradaya. And so, but Gaudiya Sampradaya, we take our lead in understanding from our Purvacharya, Rupa Goswami. Upadeshamrita, he said, higher than Vaikuntha is Mathura because Krishna's born there. Higher than Mathura is Vrindavan because of Rasa Leela. Higher than Vrindavan is Govardhan because Krishna lived at Govardhan and protected Vrishvasis. And the best place in all Govardhan is Radhakund. Nothing is higher than that. That's Rupa Goswami. Das Goswami says, all the holy places in the whole Braj Mandal together don't even equal one speck of the grain of dust of Radhakund. All the holy places, all of Braj Mandal, don't equal one speck of grain of Radhakund, is Raghunath Das Goswami. So this is a subjective view of our acharyas. And they also quote Padma Puran saying that Krishna loves Radhakund as much as he loves Radharani. It's in Padma Puran. Krishna says, I love Radhakund as much as I love Radharani. So he doesn't say that about, this is Padma Puran. He doesn't say that about other places. And Radhakund is the site of Madhyan Leela, 10:48 in the morning until 3:36 in the afternoon. So that's the biggest portion of Leela except Rachi Leela, which is held in different places, Vrindavan and Govardhan and different places. So it's a place of many, many Leelas and very special Leelas. Asasakis have Asakunjas here, It's a preferred place for Gaudiya Vaishnavas. 5 Goswamis lived in Vrindavan, and 1 Goswami lived here. Das Goswami lived here, the other 5 lived in Vrindavan. Between Nidhiban and Dvasaditya. We all lived there. Dvasaditya is Madan Mohan, and Nidhiban is Radharaman. And Damodar is Sevakunj, and all that. Shamasunder is Sevakunj. Govinath is Nidhiban, Radharaman is Nidhiban, Gokulananda is Nidhiban, Vinod is Nidhiban. The most rustic place in Vrindavan is between Dvasaditya and Nidhiban. That's where all the Goswami families are. It's all the old central Vrindavan there. All the bathing ghats here, all the kings built temples along the Yamuna in that area also. Keshi God, all those old temples here. Shri Govinda Govinath Madana Mohan Shamakunda Radhakunda Kiri Govardhan. Questions? What time? Any question in the audience?
It is fun not working.
Oh, that's good. That's cool. Yeah. Okay.
Maharaj, what are the most important books that a follower of Gaudiya Vaishnavism should read?
What are the most important books that a Gaudiya Vaishnava should read? What do you think? You tell me. You a Gaudiya Vaishnava?
Trying to.
That's nice. What's the most important book? Srimad Bhagavatam is the most important book for Gaudiya Sampradaya. Gita is for everybody. The Bhagavatam is the most important book for Gaudiya Sampradaya. Lord Chaitanya emphasized the Bhagavatam. Sarva Vedanta Sarami Shri Bhagavatam Ishyate. The Bhagavatam and the 6 Goswami writings, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Chaitanya Bhagavat, all the writings of Rupa Goswami, all the writings of Sanatana Goswami, all the writings of Jiva Goswami, all the writings of Raghunath Das Goswami, and all the writings of Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, all the writings of Baladev Vidyabhushan. That will keep you busy for a lifetime. You want more? We better stop there. Work on that for a while. 12 Bhagavatam, 12 cantos of Bhagavatam, 11 tikas in each verse. You read Hindi. That'll keep you busy. 18,000 shlokas. In the 6th canto Bhagavatam story of Jamil, 1 shloka, there's a 41-page tika by Vishwanath Chakravarti. 41-page tika. It's about, there's a shloka from Bhagavatam talking about 4 types of Namabhas. Namabhas is for someone who's not a serious chanter. Someone who's not wearing neck beads, someone who doesn't have java beads, chants Namabhas. Anyone who's chanting Hare Krishna with a guru with an intention to do bhakti bhajan, Namabhas doesn't apply to him. Vishnu says there's 2 stages of chanting, Namavarat and Vaikuntha Arohana. Namavarat and Vaikuntha Arohana. Vaikuntha Arohana means ascending Vaikuntha. So you're chanting Nam, now you're making avarats. When you stop making Nam avarats, then you're chanting Shuddhanam. And Shuddhanam gets more deeper and deeper. Shuddhanam takes you, Anartha Nivriti start when your aparadha name starts, when you stop committing Nam Aparad, you cross the Anartha Nivriti. Now you're at Nishcha. So now you're chanting Shuranam. You chant Shuranam at Nishcha, you chant Shuranam at Ruchi, you chant Shuranam at Sakti, you chant Shuranam at Bhava and Prema. There's two levels of chanting according to Vishwanath, and that's acceptable. Making Avarat or going to Vaikuntha, going to Transcendental Goloka Vrindavan. There's no other stages. Clearing stage, Namavas, it doesn't exist. No one can define it because it doesn't exist. Because you look at this verse describes, because Jajamil didn't have Negri, he wasn't initiating chanting. He's chanting Parihas or Sankhya Nam, Stova. There's 4 types. They're all indirect chanting. Parihasa, making fun, calling Sankhya, calling somebody else. When no one sits down, chants Java, and commits Namavas, it doesn't apply. We're intentionally chanting under the Guru, on the order of Guru, and the desire to make spiritual advancement and attain love of God. There's nothing to do with Namavas, Stova, Hela. Hela means negligent, neglectfully. It's not Hela, it's not Stova, it's not Sankhya, it's not Parihasa. So it's not Namavas, it doesn't exist for devotees. This is a concoction of some modern contemporary acharyas. Sri Goswami doesn't say anything about it. Vishnu doesn't say anything about it. My Gurudev doesn't say it. None of us doesn't say anything. Satyanarayana doesn't say anything about it. Doesn't talk about it. Doesn't exist. How does it exist? Are you chanting part? You're making fun of the holy name? No. Your chanting indicates something else? No. So the verse defines Namavas because it applies to a Jamil. Doesn't apply to us. Duh, wow. Blew up my house. Set dynamite to my house. Your house of illusion just came crumbling down. People who live in glass houses shouldn't throw rocks. You make a glass house of false philosophy, someone's going to throw a rock and break it to pieces. That's what happened to me. I was following false philosophy for 25 years. And somebody threw stones at my glass house. It fell apart. I rebuilt the house. Right, Sean.
Online, someone asked a question.
Someone's asking a question online. How you got online? Okay, tell us like it is.
Bilbija Alexander.
Wait, what happened here? Okay, online question. Hello, online.
Bilbija Alexandra is asking Maharaj.
Who, Alexander? Alexander the Great. Alexander the Great is speaking from the dead.
Curiosity question. In material world, we have different colors of body, skin and hair. Do we also have in spiritual world those differences? Or everybody has a blackish hair and light color skin? Since most of the time this is shown in paintings, except Krishna.
The person's asking an online question, Alexander the Great, is asking a question from the graveyard. In the spiritual world, people will generally see pictures of gopis and Radharani. The only one that's dark blue is Krishna, everyone else is white or yellow or golden, whitish color. Do they have different colors, hair and whatnot in the spiritual world? Purnamasi is described as having white hair. And you read in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu describes Krishna's different colored boyfriends. Some have green colored skin. They're green like grass. Lord Ramachandra, his body was the color of green grass. Like, look at that green grass. His body is that color, grass green. So some of the colored boys have green grass bodies. They have red bodies. They have orange bodies. Multicolored. rainbow, visual rainbow view. So the answer is people in the spiritual world have very different colored skin and every different kind of clothes. No problem. Generally, we read about the gopis and manjaris. They all have different shades of red. I mean, different shades of gold: lightning gold, white gold, champak gold, golden champak flower colored gold, red gorak, the reddish gold. It's all variations of gold. Just like you buy gold in this world, gold has different shades. There's coppery. It looks like copper, but it's gold. It's coppery gold. It's gold, but it's copper color, reddish gold. There's bluish gold, there's greenish gold. Gold in this world has different colors. You know, you must be knowing. So the answer is you dial your choice. Generally, when you get sick today, the guru will tell you your skin tone. Most really they have black hair. I haven't heard too many green hair or blue hair. If you want pink hair or green hair, you have to be in the material world. You got different colors here. Black is preferred there. Because everyone's thinking of Krishna. If you're always thinking of Krishna, your hair becomes black. That's the interesting online question from Alexander the Great. Okay, Alexander, go back in your grave now. Alexander came out of his grave. Hey, look at keep on.
One more question.
You have another question? What's up? What's up? Everybody's got online here.
What is the difference?
No, Ganapati speaks. Follow.
What is the difference in worshipping Gauranga Mahaprabhu in Nitya Leela and Bhauma Leela? Why some Parivar have focus in Nitya Leela and some in Bhauma Leela? Dhanurdhar Das.
What's the difference between worshipping Gauranga and Bhauma Vrindavan and Nitya Leela?
Bhauma Leela and Nitya Leela. Some Parivar will focus on Nitya Leela and some in Bhauma Leela.
So what? So what's the question?
That's what. Why is it so? That's what. What is the difference?
The difference is, first of all, the Leela of Gauranga is not described anywhere in the spiritual world in Goloka Vrindavan. The Leela of Gauranga is eternally in the Maya Jagat, but wherever the Leela of Gauranga is, that's spiritual Leela, because it's God. So, but the setting of Gauranga Leela is always Bhauma. It's always in the earth planet. In some universe, in some earth planet, the manifest pastimes of Gauranga are going on. They were going on here 500 years ago. Now they're going on in another universe, another Navadvip, another material universe, another earth planet. Because Gauranga's Leela is Nitya. But Gauranga's Leela is Nitya in the material world. Traveling roadshow. Like the sun is always up in the sky, it just appears to set in different places around the world. But the sun is always in the sky. It seems like it's sunset here, but it's sunrise in Japan. The sun sets here, is rising in Japan, but it's always here. So Gauranga's Leela is always manifest. Now the Nitya Leela Gauranga is where you just worship Gauranga in Navadvip with two wives. Gauranga has two wives, Vishnupriya and Gaur, Vishnupriya and Lakshmi Priya. And you listen to his two wives, and they engage in Nam Sankirtan, Bhagavad Shravan, and Vrindavan Leela, and doing plays and just passing all the time in Navadvip. He doesn't go to Puri, he doesn't go to South India, he doesn't go. He just stays all the time. Nitya Leela Gauranga and Nitya Leela Gauranga, Asika Leela is only in Navadvip with his two wives and Sachimananda, everybody. There's no separation. There's no leaving, there's no taking, there's no sannyas. He's eternal grihastha. And of Vrindavan, he takes sannyas. At the age of 24, he lives for 48 years and gives up his body. Apparently, these unmanifest Leela. That's the difference. So some worship that Leela, some worship Nitya. That's the choice. You receive that for your guru or whatever your bhav is. Any more online questions? Offline questions?
In your book you mentioned...
What book?
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Rajananda.
I have 29 books now.
Mentions in the first point, accept Gopi Bhav. So I wanted to understand what is Gopi Bhav and how does one accept it?
What is Gopi Bhav and how you accept it? You don't, Lord Chaitanya said, Gopi Bhav Angikara. Angikara means accept it. You accept it if you're fortunate. If you're not fortunate, you don't accept it. He's encouraging, he's saying, accept it, you should do it, I'm offering this. Lord Chaitanya came to offer Gopi Bhav. Yeah, he said, Gopi Bhav means to worship Radha and Krishna in the mood of a Gopi. The Bhav, the love of a Gopi. Means Madhurya Rati, Sthai Rati and Madhurya Rati, in the mood of a servant of Radharani. Gopi Bhav means Manjri Bhav. Manjri Bhav is a Gopi, Gopi is a Manjri. So Sakhi, Manjri, Gopi, it all means the same thing. Become a Dasya, Radharani and Krishna, in Madhurya Rati and Vrindavan. So Lord Chaitanya came to teach that, and his followers taught the way of that bhajan, and initiated people in that way of bhajan. And that's basic teaching of Gaudiya Vaishnava. Internal reason for Lord Chaitanya coming here is to teach Raganuga Bhakti. Raganuga Bhakti centers around Siddhadeya and practicing Rag Marg in the mood of Gopi, Gopi Bhav. True followers of Lord Chaitanya accept Gopi Bhav and worship Radha Krishna and Gopi Bhav. Yeah.
Krishna Maharaj, Maharaj, devotees chant Brahma Gayatri daily. They are initiated with
We don't.
Some devotees chant. So my question is, what is significance and need of Brahma Gayatri when someone is aspiring for Madhura Leela?
What is the significance of Brahma Gayatri if someone is aspiring to serve Krishna Madhurya Rati, Madhura Rati? Doesn't have any relevance. It doesn't have any relevance to that. Brahma Gayatri is worshipping Paramatma in the sun planet. It's chanted by Brahmins at the Sri Sandhya Vandanam. They worship the three junctures of night and day, day and afternoon, morning, afternoon, and day and night. Three junctures, Sri Sandhya Vandanam is worshipped by Brahma Gayatri. But for Gaudiya Vaishnava, there's no need and no purpose for it. Somehow it's introduced in some minority groups. But the majority of Gaudiya Vaishnavas don't have anything to chant that, have nothing to do with that. It's not described in Hari Bhakti Vilas. It's not a Diksha mantra. In the Gaudiya Sampradaya, Diksha mantras are described in Hari Bhakti Vilas and Chaitanya Charitamrita, and nowhere describes anything about Brahma Gayatri. It talks about Gopal mantra and Kam Gayatri, and these are the mantras we get in Diksha. Kam Gayatri specifically for Madhurya Rati, and Gopal mantra can be understood and interpreted as for Madhurya Rati also. Om Bhurva Swaha Tatra Viturvaranya. You get a nice CD, goes on and on. Endless loop. Tatra Viturvaranya, Bhagavati Vasudevi. It's catchy tune. It's not supposed to be uttered publicly. Anyway, let's now another online question. Here we go. Oh yeah. What's going on here? Okay, well.
Question from Dhira Prashant Das.
What's the question?
What is the difference between Tatastha Shakti and Swarup Shakti?
Swarup Shakti is the internal potency of Krishna. Swarup Shakti is Samvid Shakti, Ladni Shakti, and Sandini Shakti. And Tatastha Shakti is none of those. Tatastha Shakti is just the potency of the Jiva, Vivanamsa Jiva. Vivanamsa Jiva is called Tatastha Shakti, very minute portion of Krishna's energy. He's a particle of consciousness. Mamayavancho Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. So it's in the Bhagavad Gita, it says that Jiva is part and parcel of Krishna. He's Tatastha Shakti. He's a living entity, he's a consciousness particle. That's all. It doesn't have the power to create universes or give happiness, give bliss. He can't give bliss to himself. What does he give bliss to others? Krishna is Swatma. He's Aptakam and Apnaram. He's self-satisfied and self-blissful within himself. So Swarup Shakti is transcendental, totally spiritual energy. Never in contact with Maya. Tatastha Shakti is because he's a minute size, he can come under control of Maya Shakti, under the influence of Maya Shakti. The Tatastha Shakti surrenders to Bhagavan. Daiviye Shagunamai, Mama Madhurajye, Mame Viye Padyante, Mayame Tam Taranti Te. Taranti is saying in Hindi, Tarant, quickly cross over birth and death and get free from Maya Shakti by the power and mercy of Krishna, surrendering to Krishna. So Tatastha Shakti always remains eternally Tatastha Shakti. That's the ontological definition and category. Even when the Jiva becomes Nitya Siddha, becomes Sadhana Siddha, he attains perfection, goes to Goloka. He doesn't change his identity as Tatastha Shakti. Jiva Atma, Tatastha Shakti never becomes Swarup Shakti. He's Nitya, he's eternally Tatastha Shakti. Krishna's Swarup Shakti means Swarup is made, Krishna's form is made of these spiritual energies. Sandini, Samvit, and Ladini Shakti. Thank you, Radharani.
He's saying thank you, Maharaj.
You're welcome. I'm waving to the audience in the phone. Hi. Thank you for your question. Right. Have any questions?
Another question.
Wait. Does anyone in the audience has a question? This gentleman? Or Russian, someone can translate in Hindi. They want to speak Hindi, you can translate. We can translate, you want to speak Hindi, he can translate. Okay. Okay.
Maharaj, if we are accepting Gopal Bhav, like example, that means everything is being given to us there, right? There is nothing intrinsically that we are having for it. It's not. So if someone is getting attracted to a different bhav, that means that mercy is coming to them. But there's no eternality to it. Is it?
You don't know. There's something called Rupa. Vishnu Chakravarti writes in Raghava and Chandrika about Prakatana Sanskara and Adanika Sanskara. Prakatana Sanskara means from last life maybe you had some impression. You met some sadhu, met some guru, who gave you diksha and Madhurya Bhav and Manjari Bhav. So this life you may have some inclination for it. It's not self-generated. It's generated by the mercy of your guru from last life. It's carried over your consciousness in this life. And then by good Sangha in this life, then you get inspired to pick up Manjari Bhav again, which you did in your last life. It's called Praktana Samskara. Adonika means you're just beginning this life by associating with Sadhu Sangha, you associate with advanced devotees, and you get inspired by their association to take up Gopi Bhav. Some people are drawn into Gopi Bhav right from the beginning of Krishna Bhakti. It's not Swatantra. It's coming from, there's a source, there's a cause for everything. The cause is this life or last life. Last life is called Praktana, this life is called Adonika. So, I know myself, I first got into Christian consciousness, I was interested in Radha Krishna right from the beginning. I got a Krishna book, I read the whole Dwarka Lila, Mathura Lila. I liked too much Vrindavan Lila, Radha Krishna, Gopis, right from the beginning. I never changed. I was carrying on from last life. And how do you end up at Radhakund for 35 years unless there's some previous samskara? So anyone living in Vrindavan has some samskara from last life to live in Vrindavan. You lived here for 5-6 years before. How long?
Altogether about 10 years.
10 years, yeah. Gopinath. Yeah, you haven't aged, you look the same. 1995, I saw him, he looks the same. He's got a good gene, man. Well preserved. He doesn't have gray hair either. He's got all brown hair. He's about 50 years old or so. How old are you? 52. Good genes. He's from Moldova. It's the biggest country in the world. Population 1 million. The whole country 1 million people. There's more people in Vrindavan than in Moldova. Right. Oh, I just recorded. Let's go out of here. Funny tape. Let's see. Well, we got another net question?
Many questions are coming.
Oh, really? Okay. Wait, first come, first serve. Anyone out here has a question? Nikunja Jeevani Dasi Ji. Oh, don't disturb her. She got kids under control. Good. Yes, sir.
Maharaj, what is qualification for reading Ashtakaya Lila?
What's the qualification for
reading, studying, meditating on Ashtakaya Lila?
Greed, desire. Because some people, even they get books on, they never open the book. Some people read the book 100 times. The Bhavana Sangha, our gentleman back here, he has it memorized, especially the part about escalator. That's a favorite part. That's a terrible part. Anyway, the spiritual world is not a mall, not an airport. But anyway, so yeah, desire, everything, movement. What is the cause of movement? Movement is caused by desire. You have desire, you don't move. You have a desire to read about Krishna's Asakaya Lila. What's going to stop you? Who can stop you? How do you start? You start with desire, and you read about it and meditate on it, and pray to enter there and pray to serve there. Asakaya Lila is a place for seva. Seva. Ramya Kachidupasana Brajabadu Bir Sakalpita. Srinath Chakravarti Thakur explained what is Gaudiya Vaishnava. Radhya Bhagavan Brajesha Tanayos Tadam Vrindavana. Ramya Kachidupasana Brajabadu Bir. Srimad Bhagavatam Amalam Pranam Prema Hartamahan Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Matamidam Nachacha Ardhara We don't care about any other opinion but Mahaprabhu's opinion. Mahaprabhu taught Gopi Bhav, accept Gopi Bhav, meditate in Siddhadeya, and do Radha Krishna Vihara Chintan. Meditate in Radha Krishna Natskala throughout the day and night in your Siddhadeya and doing Seva there. This is told in Chaitanya Charitamrita and in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Seva Sarakurupena, Sthirupena Shatri. So meditating on Siddharup means meditating on Asakala Lila and doing Seva in your Siddharup. So do it. Okay, now, yeah.
Maharaj, can you tell us about Rati Manjari in the spiritual world?
Rati Manjari. Rati Manjari's nickname is Tulsi Manjari. Rati Manjari is identified in Gauraganda's Deepika as Raghunath Das Goswami, but that name is hardly ever seen in Asakali Lila books. Govinda Lila Amrita talks about Rupa and Tulsi, Rupa and Tulsi, Rupa and Tulsi. Rupa and Tulsi means Rupa Goswami, Rupa Manjari, and Tulsi means Das Goswami. It's Tulsi Manjari. And everywhere Govinda Lila Amrita says Tulsi, 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 Tulsi. And Lila Krishna Manjari is always talking about Tulsi Manjari. Tulsi Manjari is not Brindadevi or Tulsi Maharani, it's a whole different thing. It's just a Manjari name of Raghunath Das, it's Tulsi Manjari, it's a common name. So she is the dearest servant of Rupa Manjari, and dearest servant of Vishaka, and dearest servant of Radharani. You can read, if you want to know about Rati Manjari, read Lila Krishna Manjari. And learn all about Rati Manjari, Tulsi Manjari. Read Govinda Lila Amrita, and read Lila Krishna Manjari with Anantadas Babaji's Tikas. You can learn all about Tulsi Manjari, Rati Manjari, Das Goswami. And Brajavila Stava, and Radha Krishna Gandadesh Deepika. Rupa Goswami describes something about Rati Manjari. Siddha Krishnadas also describes about the Astamanjaris. Astamanjaris are their vaish, their musical instruments they play, and everything is described there by Siddha Krishnadas. Gutika. Okay, let's take a question from the net. Ganapati Vacha.
On which level Vaishnava or Guru is able to give Siddha Deha? What are his qualifications?
What are the qualifications for a Guru to give Siddha Deha? For a Guru to give Siddha Deha, first of all, he has received Siddha Deha from his Guru. And secondly, he has the blessings of his Guru, and he has the blessings of his Guru and sadhus in his sampradaya to give Diksha as a Guru. And when he has blessings of his Diksha Guru and the blessings of the sadhus and Vaishnavas in his sampradaya to give Diksha, and he's trained by his Guru how to decide, how to see and give the Siddha Deha to the disciple. So if the disciple is qualified to be Guru, a Gaudiya Vaishnava Guru, who's received Siddha Deha from his Guru, he's also been trained by his Guru to give Siddha Deha to others. That's his qualification. Or?
What is Krishna Prema?
What is Krishna Prema? What is Krishna Prema? Anya Vilashita Shunyam Jnana Karma Dhyanavrita Anukoyena Krishnana Shilanam Bhakti Uchate. The Param Bhakti, Prema Bhakti is service to Krishna in a favorable mind, favorable attitude, 24 hours a day, without any karma, without any selfish motive, without any profit, adoration, distinction, any karma, again, anything mixed inside. It's kinshin, niskinshin bhakti, nirgun bhakti. Nirgun bhakti, niskinshin bhakti. Prema bhakti is only for the happiness of Krishna. Not even a scent of selfishness, not a scent, even a smell of selfish desire. Totally selfless. his definition of prem. It's durlabha, but rare. Any questions here, audience? Yeah.
Whereas if a neophyte devotee is chanting from the previous past 1 year, if he has some greed, if he or she has some greed to read the Ashtakali Leela or maybe Sara Darshini of 10th canto or something like that, regarding Radha Krishna esoteric pastimes, and if somebody warns him that you are not well qualified in Vedic Bhakti right now and you are just diving into the esoteric pastimes of Radha Krishna, that is not required for currently right now. So you do just Vedic Bhakti, and that person is hankering from inside, no, I have to read it, I have to read it. So how we should reconcile it, how we should just...
Well, the devotee is asking a question. He's saying there's a devotee, it's a relatively, apparently from our visual perception, he's a new devotee in this life. He's only been practicing chanting Hare Krishna for a year and a half. But this devotee has some interest, has some greed to read about Krishna's pastimes in Vrindavan, Ashtakali Leela, Radha Krishna's pastimes, and read 10th canto Bhagavatam and Vrindavan Leela with commentaries, Gopi Geet, Venu Geet, Pranaya Geet, Brahma Geet, all the Pancham Gita, Dasma Skanda, all the commentaries of Tikas, of Vishwanath, Jivas, Sanatana Vallabhacharya, etc. But the other devotees are saying, you're a neophyte, you should practice Vedic Bhakti, you shouldn't get into this, what to do, how to deal with this. The point is, in order to be inspired to attain the goal, we have to know what the goal is. The goal is praying seva around Krishna and the groves of Vrindavan. The goal is praying seva. The goal is not Krishna, the goal is not prema, the goal is praying seva around Krishna. Our goal is not to come back to God, that's mukti. We don't want mukti. We don't want to go back to God. Our goal is not to attain Krishna. We don't want Krishna. Our goal is not to attain prema. We don't want prema. We want praying seva, want the loving service around Krishna and the groves of Vrindavan. So if we don't hear about what is the loving service around Krishna, what are they doing? How do we get inspired to go there? How do we get inspired to serve there or be part of that? Impossible. So Prayojana Tattva is all part of Sambandha Tattva. These tattvas are all overlapping. Sambandha Avideya Prayojana. First Sambandha sufficiently, but Sambandha mixed with Prayojana, and then later Avideya. You have to hear about the goal. The first book Prabhupada gave every devotee joined ISKCON, the first book they got was Krishna book. And Nectar Devotion. Nectar Devotion also Ras and Leela. In the end part, after chapter 30 or so. So these are the beginning books, and teaching Lord Chaitanya. These are the beginning books, and they're all about the prayojan, of the goal of life. So you get inspired by hearing about the goal and reading about the goal. This is the Param Gati, Goloka Vrindavan, Siddhadeya, serving and loving devotion. If you don't hear about it, read about it, you have no inspiration. Why do you want to go there? Where are you going? I don't know where I'm going. What are you going to do? I don't know what. I don't know. So don't listen to anything. Follow your heart. Or find a proper teacher. Teacher has to know what he's talking about. It's not there's not one shoe doesn't fit everybody. One shoe size. Everybody's at a different rate of spiritual evolution. He's a 1 year away. 1 year this life and 200 years lifetimes before. This is 200. That's right. You're 1 year removed. Yeah, but 200 in the last 4 lives. So I'm 201 years. That's so. How many years? I'm 40 years. I'm 201. I'm 40 years removed. You're only 1 year. No, 1 plus 200. What are you doing? My last life, 200. My last 2 lives, 100, 100, 200. So I'm 200, I'm way ahead of you. You're only 40 years. I got 160 years ahead of you, man. Shut up. Now you start listening to me. Shut up with all your Vaidhi Sadhana bullshit. And start reading about Raghuvar. Blip, blip. Have a blip on that. People are saying every nonsense thing, There's no harm. I was a so-called new bhakta. I was reading Krishna book. Before I joined ISKCON, before I even joined in the new bhakta program in LA in 75, in 74 I read Nectar Devotion, Teaching Lord Chaitanya, and Krishna book, Isa Upanishad. I fell in love with Krishna even before ISKCON even joined, just reading Krishna book. I just read Vrindavan Leela over and over again, Vrindavan Leela, Vrindavan Leela. I used to go down the beach. I lived in Santa Monica, LA on the beach. I used to go down right in the sand, Krishna, with my foot, big carrots, and I sit there and chant Chava and watch the waves come and wash away. The waves would come up and KRS and they would fade away. I used to, in my house, I had a bathtub, an old-fashioned porcelain bathtub. You fill it up with like 3 feet of water and sit there. And my brother had a poster of Mahavishnu. I didn't know it was offensive. But at the end of the bed on the wall there's a picture of Mahavishnu lying, and I was lying in my bathtub filled with water. I said, this is like Vishnu, you know. I was enjoying. And I came to know that I'm not supposed to do that, you know. Don't put pictures of Vishnu in your bathroom. Some devotees came to my father, "What's that? Get that picture." Oh, sorry. I'd like to. I take my bath with Vishnu every day. Innocent. Who are you and who are they? Who are you and who are they that are speaking? They know so much. Maybe you're much more advanced than they. Like they said, they're 40 years devoted, you're 45 years devoted, you're a new devotee. 1 plus 2. 1 plus 200, man. You're born in India, not by joke, not for no good reason. Indian birth is a very high birth. Shri Govinda Govinath Madana Mohan Shamakunda Radhakunda Giri Govardhan Kalandi Jamuna Jaya Jaya Mahavan Keshi Gadavan Shivada Dradha Shakanan Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna Jaya Vrindavan Radhe Shyam Krishna Balaram. What happened now? Is your hand getting sore raising all the time? Yeah, practice. You're a student, so you've been raising your hand for 100 years. Go ahead.
Maharaj, you just said that we may have previous life samskaras that we are carrying in us.
You're not may, you have.
Talking in general. General question.
Everybody has samskaras. What are you talking today?
So Maharaj, but then we are constantly, so we have an inclination, we want to follow that, but we are constantly born to not act independently. So how do we differentiate whether it's a genuine thing or whether we're acting independently?
Your samskaras are what makes you act, man. There's no independence is a joke to start with. The first joke is independence. Well, who's independent? What's your independence? You have no independence. You're dependent at every step, every breath you take is dependent. We're dependent at every second of our life. We're dependent on the mercy of God. We're totally dependent. Independence is a joke. Samskar, whatever you're doing is caused by samskar. Samskar creates vasana, vasana creates desire, desire creates action. Why we have certain prejudice and certain likes and dislikes because of samskars. Some people are fortunate, a lot of bhakti samskars for bhakti, and they cash in on them in this life and develop more bhakti. What are you trying to say?
That we are constantly warned to not.
Stop listening to all the warnings, man. Get in your car and drive. Don't look at the speed limit. You want to go fast? Go fast. You get stopped, you pay a ticket, and keep going fast. In Germany and in those places, they go so fast, nobody can stop them. They don't try it. They don't go crazy fast. Porsche, 350 kilometers, they go down. Who can stop them? You know, they want to go fast, they go fast. All this negativity is Kali Yuga Prabhav. Everyone's infected by negativity. Everyone's infected by negative outlook, negative thinking, negative calculation, limitation. Everyone's trying to limit everyone, put everyone down, limit everyone, instead of pushing everyone up and expand everyone, lift up everyone, push everyone forward. Everyone's trying to step it down on everybody, put down everybody, limit my potential, limit my growth. We should grow and expand and blossom and flourish. This is bhakti. Bhakti is organic and progressive and living. It's not stifling and suffocating. Bhakti is dynamic, it's growing, it's transcendental energy. It expands and expands. Padam padam vivi padam natesham. This world is a place of limitation. There's danger at every step. Prahlad Maharaj says, Padam padam nivi padam natesham. But ours is Prati padam purnamrita swadana. Sarvatma snavadam pramajayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. Hari Nam, Hari Nam, Hari Nam, Kevalam, Kalo in the state of Gajrani. Hari Nam expands forever. So chant Hari Nam and keep expanding. Huh? You're welcome. Gaurapadi Uvacha, what do you have to say?
On which level one can receive Siddha Deha?
On which level one can?
Disciple is qualified to receive Siddha Deha. On which level disciple is qualified to receive Siddha Deha?
Which level? On floor number 5. He rises up in the elevator to floor number 5th floor. Then when you get to level 5, you open the elevator door, and your Siddha Deha will be right there when you open the door. The Guru will decide when the disciple is qualified to get Siddha Deha. First, get a Guru. How to get Siddha Deha? You take diksha from a Guru that's giving Siddha Deha and qualify for his mercy, and you'll get Siddha Deha. It's an interesting question. What else you got? Any more? You got anything over there? What time is it now?
6:05.
6:05. That so is offered? Any more questions? Last question? You have a question? You came from Delhi? Where you came? Vrindavan. Okay, good. Yeah.
What should be what proper balance should be between studying philosophy and reading Rasa Shastra? I mean, only reading Rasa Shastra can lead to Sahajiya.
What's your question?
What should be proper balance between studying philosophy, like Tattva, and reading Rasa Shastra?
What's the proper balance between reading Rasa Shastra and philosophy? And well, the thing is, if you read Rasa Shastra with the commentaries of proper acharyas, the acharyas are full of tattva. Like, for example, Rasa Shastra is Rara Sudhanidhi, is a Rasa Shastra. Prabhupada Saraswati wrote Rara Sudhanidhi. And there's commentaries by Anantadas Pandit. So you read Rara Sudhanidhi with Anantadas Pandit's commentaries, use all this philosophy and tattva just to explain and support each verse so you don't become a Sahaja. So when you read Rasa Tattva, you have to read with commentaries of acharyas, because all Rasa Tattva has acharyas' commentaries. So it's like Govinda Lidamrita, there's a commentary by Radhikanath Goswami. He said, wait to Bhairava, your commentary to help understand it. Or you read with your Guru's approval, and then the Gurudev will help you understand clear different points if you have confusion. But it's to explain, we should read Rasa Shastra with commentaries of acharyas. Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu is a Rasa Shastra. There's commentaries by Vishwanath and Jiva. They're available in English, and you read with the commentaries and have better understanding. And you will make aparad, you will become Sahaja. Read the Rasa chapter to the 10th canto, chapter 29 through 33, it's all Rasa Tattva. It's Rasa Shastra. They read the commentaries of Vishwanath and Jiva Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, Ballabhacharya, and other Rasik Jan's commentaries, then you'll understand, you won't make offense, and won't be Sahaja. I gave class in Raslila on Sadhana TV in 2012, 2 hours a day for 1 month, and Purushottam month, 2012. It's television called Sadhana TV. I gave one class in the morning, 5 to 6, when everyone was sleeping, 5 to 6 a.m. It was recorded before, the day before, in the afternoon. I gave, and the same class was 2 hours a day, 1 hour at night, 8 to 9. 8 to 9 is a good time. A couple million people a day were watching it. And we spent the first 9 days describing the first verse of Rasalila. And those 9 days, we spent 18 hours of class describing the ontological position of Radha and Krishna. What is the philosophical identity of Radha and Krishna and of Prem Tattva, before we even describe one verse of it, Rasalila. So this is the proper way. We spoke for 1 month, we spoke 60 hours, we covered 12 verses. Chapter 29, verse 1 through 12. 60 hours. So full understanding, not fut. Okay, I think that's it. Any more questions? Any more last question? You have a question? Muralika? Okay. Translation. Okay, moving on. Ace translator.
She's asking any particular difference about practicing bhakti in Vrindavan and Radhakund.
There's a difference about practicing bhakti in Radhakund and Vrindavan. Bhakti is transcendental wherever you practice it, but each place has what they call Vastu Shakti. Has Vastu Shakti. Each place has particular power and Shakti invested in that place by the foot dust of the personalities that frequent that place. The Nitya Parishas that move here invisibly in front of our eyes, and the foot dust of the great sadhus and saints that have done bhajan and left their impression, left their vibration here in this soil, and the bhajan that's done by living sadhus living here. So we personally did practice Bhakti Bhajan in Vrindavan from 1987 to 2002, 15 years. And for the last 20 years, we've been living in Radhakund since 2002. So I can give a very clear explanation of the difference between practicing Bhakti in Vrindavan and Radhakund. Bhakti in Vrindavan is, all the rasas are there. Their atmosphere is saturated with all different rasas. But Radha there's only one ras in the atmosphere, is Madhurya ras. It's very easy to meditate on Manjari Swarup, and very easy to meditate on Radha Krishna Lila in Radhakund. In Vrindavan it's more difficult. Because there's many different mixtures there, not only of different rasas in Vrindavan, among Gaudiyas, but different tattvas in Vrindavan mixed up. The ethers are full of different conceptions. There's Mayavadi temples in Vrindavan, there's Kaivalya, there's all different kinds of people and groups in Vrindavan. So the ethers are contaminated, or mixed up, not contaminated, let's say mixed up with all these different conflicting views and tattvas and philosophy. Here there's only one tattva, there's only one tattva, there's only one ras, there's only one Ishtadev. Ishtadev is Radharani, and the ras is Madhura Rati, Govibhav, and the seva of Radharani. That's all, nothing else in Radhakund. It's pure unadulterated Madhurya Rati, Govibhav, and Radhakund. And that is all mixed up. Can't but be. There's Hanuman temples dedicated to Hanuman Bhaktas and Ram Bhaktas and Advaitins, and everybody's there. It's a mixed bag. People worshiping Gopal, people worshiping just Krishna, people worshiping just Radharani. Everything all mixed up. But here's a place of Yuga Upasana, Radha Krishna, and Gopi Bhav. If people want to live in Vrindavan, I would talk about Gopi Samandri, and people say, you want Manjari Bhav, Radhakund is the place for you. If you want Manjari Bhav, Radhakund is the place for you. I said, okay, here I come. Shri Radhakund Ki Jai. Jai. I didn't record, I forgot to record. Okay. Jai Jai Shri Radhe.